to explore the foundation of economic, something that affect our daily life more than we realize. Let me start with a simple question. Have you ever had limited money but many things you wanted to buy? The money seems not enough to you. Maybe you had 50 ringgit and you had to choose between eating at a cafe and to buy something online. In that situation, this is exactly what economy is about. So I hope you get the idea what this economic is about. Economic is about you making a choice, a decision to spend your 50 ringgit on is either you eating at cafe or you want to buy something online or something else. You have to choose between A or B or C. We come to part 1. What is economic? What do you think of economics? What come into your mind when it comes to economics? According to Lionel Robbins, economic is the study of human behavior as a relationship between unlimited want and limited resources. Let us simplify by giving you example. First, I give you a few ideas before we give you an example. Human have unlimited wants. Mean as many things as we have, we still want more. But our resources are limited. This is where the problem comes in. And this problem we call it scarcity. For example, large company like Tesla. Have you heard of this Tesla? They make cars. In actual fact, this company run a transportation company. They are famous for their car. Let's say Tesla want to decide on how to use their resources efficiently. Should they produce more car, which in turn needs more resources, or invest in new technology? This economy is about making the best decision with limited resources. So let's focus on our first key concept, scarcity. Scarcity means we do not have enough resources to satisfy all our want. These resources include time, which is everybody have 24/7, 24 hours a day. We have limited resources in terms of money, capital, and we have limited resources on labor, raw material. Even our time is limited. As a student, you may have to choose between you want to study, you want to work part-time, or you just want to have a good rest, sleep. Because you cannot do everything at once. I'll give you an example. Your exam is near. Let's say your exam 3 days in the coming days, but you know you got to study, but you are working as a part-time. Let's say you working part-time in cafe, which you need to generate income in order for you to buy food, and then you also need a rest. So you have to juggle between these three. When you juggle between these three, some of the component might be lacking. Let's say you work part-time double shift, means you work like 16 hours a day. If you work 8 hours a day, you can break it like 8 hours study, 8 hours working, and 8 hours resting. But it's not the case for some of you. Some of you need to work more on earning income, so you will like deplete your you will give a little time for resting. Some of you, they read books but they don't work part time, but they need more time for resting because they use their brain to read, write, and perhaps do some homework. This is the real example of scarcity mean. Now we come to part 3. Because of this scarcity, you must make choice. Every day you make a decision. Like example, it's either you want to spend or save. Let's say you got your salary maybe 2,000 ringgit. You got to choose between spending all, save half, save all, or spend little, save more. There is no right or wrong answer for this spend on save. It is depend on you. Let's say for a healthy calculation, you might break it into like 30% for eat, food and necessity, 30% to save, and 30% to invest. The second example is study or relax. For me, I give you an example. If I study like 4 hours, I need to relax maybe 4 hours or so. So I go for a walk, or I sleep, or maybe I read novel as a lighter reading. How about you? In between study or relax, which one you choose? Next example, another example is work or you continue education. Let's say you work and you continue education at the same time. It might affect your work or your education. But for me, I did it once when I was doing my MBA. I work daytime 9 to 5, and then I take night class. Um, the problem is it did not affect my work, but it affect my grade in school because I don't have time to read. So I have no choice. I have to listen very closely in the class. Then when the exam time come, I just pour out whatever I learn in the classroom. I don't read. Don't have time to read. So because of this scarcity, I choose to work normal. But for my education, I didn't do well in my master. It's just that I got the cert, but I didn't score A for most of them, most of the paper. Let's say you as a student in Kuala Lumpur, let's say our university here, you want to go to, let's say you stay in KL, you want to go to class in Kelana Jaya. The choice that you have is first like taking a Grab, or you perhaps take public transport, which include taking a bus, public transport, and continue with taking the LRT, or you can walk, which is very far. It might take you like 20 hours to walk from there to from Kuala Lumpur to Kelana Jaya, or you may ride with your friend. So this every choice that you take involve a trade-off. The trade-off is if you take a Grab ride, you will not be using public transport. That means in between A and B, you choose A, you take a Grab ride. At the same time, you did not ride with your friend. So you let go of riding with your friend, and you let go using of public transport. And just now I said you can walk from Kuala Lumpur to Kelana Jaya, but it would take you maybe more hours, like more than 10 hours. Then you now you forgo walking, you forgo public transport, You forgo riding with your friend, you forgo walking, you take a grab ride. So this choice you already trade off with the other three just now that I mentioned. In the end, you will reach your destination by making one choice and letting go three other options. This is what we call it trade off. Another example just now, if you have 50 ringgit, it's either you go to cafe or let me see the cafe thing, buying something online. S- Perhaps if you have 50 ringgit, you buy something online, you choose not to eat at cafe. You may drink tap water, or you may drink at home. You drink coffee, maybe coffee at home. So any question on that, Scarcity? You may write your comment in the comment below. If you using YouTube to listen, you can write the comment below. But if you listen from Spotify, you can comment also. But maybe I can check it like every week. Part 3. We're coming to part 3. No. Part 4. Just now we already talked about part 3. Part 4 is opportunity cost. Now this brings us to one of the most important concept in economic. Opportunity cost. What is opportunity cost? Opportunity cost is the value of the next best alternative that you give up when making a decision. Let's make it simple. If you choose to watch Netflix instead of studying, your opportunity cost is the study time and knowledge you miss in comparison to the pleasure and leisure that you got when you watch Netflix. So you have to choose. Either you want a leisure or you want to get more knowledge. Another example, if you spend 20 ringgit on bubble tea, if bubble tea, some people they don't drink bubble tea but they might like coffee, your opportunity cost will be you will buy a meal or you can save that 20 ringgit. So every choice that you made, there is a hidden cost behind it. Some people they don't eat rice, they prefer drink bubble tea. So this one, the comparison would be like bubble tea and a meal. It's either you drink make you full or you eat make you full, versus saving that money. I might suggest to you that $20 you buy meal or bubble tea, the extra that you have on that day you only you save. You have any other example that you want to share in the class? I give you one a bit difficult example. Not to say difficult, it is like you don't really have to go through this. Maybe some of you do investment, so you know what I'm talking about. Let's say you have 20 ringgit. If you invest 10 ringgit to your friend to open up a business, 10 ringgit, he promised to pay you 20 ringgit in a week. But the risk is he might not open that business. So you might get your money, your 10 ringgit back, or you might get your 20 ringgit, your capital plus profit. Another of your friend say, if you give him 20 ringgit, he will save in, let's make it 10 ringgit. If you give him 10 ringgit, he will save in some trust fund somewhere. So he will give you how many percent the interest for fixed deposit now? The last time I remember is 4%. Let's say he say I give you 6%, but after 1 year. So you will get your capital 10 ringgit and 60 cent after 1 year. Which one will you choose? Or you can choose not to invest at all. So if you choose not to invest at all, you will lose. You will lose 10 ringgit 60 cent. You will lose 60 cent from B, your friend, or you will lose another 10 ringgit profit from the other friend that promised you want to open a business, the small business. I mean, like selling something outside of the house. So the choice is yours. So if you choose A, you will lose B. In economy, it's not like you choose A, you will not lose money from B. For economy, every choice you choose have a hidden cost. If you choose to keep it on your own, you won't enjoy that profit, 10 ringgit or that 60 cent. So any question about this? I'll give you a quick recap now. So let's recap today's key concept. Scarcity. Scarcity is limited resources. Even if I say the air is limited, you won't believe me, right? Even the scarcity, let's assume raw material, like you buy some flour to make food, to make donut. So you have a limited flour to make X amount of donut. This is what we call it scarcity. Choice. Choice, let's say you have a flour. You can make a decision to make donut, make a bread, or you want to do some fried banana. So let's say you choose to fry the banana, you will lose the opportunity to make money from donut or curry puff. Opportunity cost is what we give up. This one similar to the investment just now. If you give up, invest with A, you won't get your 10 ringgit that he profit from whatever he generate from his business. Or the fixed deposit guy, you will give up that 60 cent over the 12-month investment. These three ideas form the foundation of economic. So can you remember the first one is what? Scarcity. Okay, correct. Second one is choice. Third one, opportunity cost. Right. Now let me ask you, think about your decision yesterday. What did you choose? And what did you give up? Was it you choose to sleep instead of spending time with your friend? Or you choose to study? Or versus spending time with your friend? In terms of saving money, how much do you save? Why do you save? What did you let go in order for you to save that money? That thing you gave up is your opportunity cost. You have the opportunity to do something, but you don't do because you choose something else. Maybe you choose to relax. So for today class, to conclude for today class, economic is not just about money or business. It is about how we make decision in our everyday life. From small choice, what to eat for breakfast, to big decision like career path, what you want to do after you finish your studying. Economic help us think more clearly and make better choice. Do you agree? That's it for today. Thank you for your attention. If you have any question, feel free to ask. If you found this session helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more content on economic and learning. I got content for economic and principle of marketing. So I see you in the next session. It could be economy or principle of marketing. Okay. So see you next time. Bye.